Yesterday, something happened at sea that wasn't just about one ship. It was a message sent between two of the world's most powerful nations. The United States seized a Russia-linked oil tanker under its sanctions laws, and within hours, Moscow responded, calling the move illegal and warning that it could raise international tensions to a breaking point. So what is this really about? Is it just law enforcement, or is it another front in the growing geopolitical standoff between Washington and Moscow? In this video, we're breaking down why the U.S. says the seizure was legal, why Russia is pushing back so hard, and what this actually means for global trade, energy markets, and international stability. By the end, you'll be able to decide for yourself, was this a simple legal action or a signal of a much deeper power struggle? To understand the weight of this development, we have to look at the how and the why. According to official statements, U.S. authorities stopped and seized the tanker in international waters. The U.S. position is that the vessel was linked to Russian commercial networks involved in bypassing existing sanctions. Washington is sending a clear signal. Sanctions are not symbolic. If a network is found bypassing them, the U.S. is willing to use physical interdiction. From the U.S. perspective, this was a strictly legal process, the enforcement of a domestic law that has global reach. But Moscow sees it very differently. Russian officials have described the seizure as a violation of international norms and a dangerous precedent in maritime affairs. For Moscow, this wasn't a technical matter, it was a political provocation. They've emphasized the treatment of the ship's crew, calling for humane handling and adherence to maritime standards. This highlights a massive collision between law and geopolitics. The U.S. argument is that enforcement is meaningless if ignored. The Russian counterargument is that using domestic laws to seize assets in international waters undermines the very rules of global trade. We also need to talk about why oil is never just business. Oil is economic leverage and strategic power. When a tanker is stopped, the markets react instantly. Shipping insurers reassess their risks and logistics companies become more cautious. Even a single enforcement action creates ripple effects like price uncertainty and supply chain delays. This is particularly relevant now as we see the rise of the shadow fleet, or tankers operating outside of standard Western insurance and oversight to move Russian energy. By targeting these ships, the U.S. is attempting to tighten the noose on Russia's primary revenue stream. This incident didn't happen in a vacuum. It's part of a broader context of strained relations due to the Ukraine conflict and long-standing security disagreement. Analysts see two main interpretations here. One is the law enforcement view, where the U.S. is simply maintaining the integrity of its regulation. The other is the strategic signaling view, where this is a message to Russia that pressure is increasing, not easing. Both can be true at the same time, which is exactly why tensions become so hard to manage. But why should you care if you don't live in Washington or Moscow? Because global stability is interconnected. When major powers clash at sea, energy markets become volatile, fuel prices can rise at your local station, and international shipping faces higher risks. What happens between superpowers rarely stays between. Looking ahead, experts suggest three possible paths. First, quiet diplomacy through back-channel talks to prevent a total breakdown. Second, long-term legal disputes in international maritime courts. Or third, a move toward even tighter controls and stricter monitoring of all shipping networks. This means the issue is far from over. It's a defining feature of a new era where trade and law are being used as instruments of power. This event reflects a world in transition, where national interests are testing the shared rules we've lived by for decades. It reinforces the principle that for some, rules must be enforced, while for others, those same actions raise concerns about sovereignty and fairness. How these moments are managed will shape not just diplomacy, but the everyday realities of global markets for years. How do you see this situation? Was it a necessary legal action to maintain order? Or does it signal a dangerous shift in how superpowers interact? Share your thoughts respectfully in the comments. If you found this breakdown useful, hit the like button and subscribe for more neutral, fact-based analysis. Would you like me to dive deeper into the specific maritime laws involved in these seizures, or perhaps look at how other countries like China are reacting to this news?